And so we need to understand that those that think they're so sanctified, so holy, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be disappointed all your life. All your life you'll be disappointed. Seeing how different ways that we fall in our struggles, different ones. That's why God gives more grace to others than He does others. That's why some receive more mercy. It's like a child coming up. When they start to walk, they just falling and bumping all over everything. They getting hurt, getting bruises, getting cuts. I mean, God, we got to get real. That's why they made Band-Aids and stitches before you were even here. Knowed you was going to fall. That's why God made these churches and assembled ourselves together so we can lift each other up. That's right. Bandage each other up, maybe put a couple stitches. My nephew's got some clamps where he tried jumping over a trailer. But these things happen. You know, sometimes we just have to when my boys was on their bicycles, I'd just give them a shove. Let them get the experience. I remember my oldest son, John, I bought him a Honda 50. He was barely balancing a bicycle. I held it up until he could get on there and just held it. And then I pushed him to get going. He didn't know how to stop it. So he rode around and around and around, and then when he wanted to get off, he just jumped. And my wife was fussing at him, and I said, well, he'll be all right. He'll get back up. Gotta learn. We all fall. It all is going to happen. Are we deeper than Paul that wrote half the New Testament? That went up into the third heavens and seen all the angels and all that. And still he came down, back down to earth and walked with Jesus himself. And he still failed. He still made mistakes. But did Jesus turn away from him? No. But he always kept coming back to God. Kept coming back. And that shows us how we know we're going to fall. We know mistakes is going to happen. In 2 Corinthians in the 4:7, in the NIV Bible it says, but we have this treasure in jars of clay, that this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us. And in the King James Version it says, but we have this treasure in earthen vessel, that the excellency of the power may be of God and not of us. There's treasure inside of us that God put in. In Matthew 13:44 it says, again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a treasure hidden in a field, that which when a man hath found, he hideth, and the joy therefore goeth and selleth all that he had, and buyeth the field. An example there is how God did with us. He put the treasure inside of us. We're the earthly vessel. But then God turned around and gave everything He had in the heaven to buy the field, which is us. To get that treasure that He hid in us. He gave His only begotten Son. You might as well say He gave everything that He had, just as this man did here. Because of the treasure. There's treasure inside of us. So I'm here to tell you today, will you go through life as a field inspector? Or will you go through life as a treasure hunter? Are you going to go through life looking at people and judging what they're doing, what they're saying? Are you going to come through life looking at what's on the inside of that individual? How there's some treasure inside. But I'm not telling you not to look at the field. Because you can't have one without the other. The treasure is in the field. There was a treasure inside of me when my wife looked at me as to be her helpmate for life. There was a treasure here that she seen. But there was a field here also. And I'm telling you, there was some toxic waste in my field. I mean, I was a male chauvinist. When I stood up and I pointed, she ran. But I'm telling you, with the good Lord's hand and a couple bulldozers, she turned my dirt over. That's what we have to do in life. This is what's wrong with marriages today. They go into looking at the treasure and not seeing the field. And when the field comes forward, oh no, don't want that. Just like old Brad Pitt married Jennifer Anderson. Oh, it's treasure. Oh man, this is so good. This life is so great. But then the field started going up and he was like, whoa. No, he runs over here to Angelina, Big Lips. I know her last name. And it was all love there, and the treasure, and everything was going good. Made movies together, but then the field started suppressing up there. So he goes back to Jennifer Anderson. Marriages is like that. But we have to learn that you chose that. And if there was a treasure inside of that field, even though you didn't see the briar patches or the poison oak or the ditches that you had to cross through, you had your eyes on the treasure. And if that treasure's there, get your shovels out. Start cleaning up the junk that's around. Spray some weed, be gone. Move some dirt. Get it settled in. Put in this word right here. This will change everything in your life. You arguing? Pull this out. Sometimes you have to search yourself. Maybe you need a bulldozer. See, this is what we looked at. I sat with my wife one day and I told her, I said, I don't want to argue no more. We arguing and our kids is hiding in there because they're scared. And we sat and talked to each other and she said, well, I love you more than anything in this world. And I said, well, I love you more than anything in this world. And she said, well, why do we treat ourselves worse than strangers that comes up amongst us? So you get comfortable with each other. And you start saying things that you don't really mean. But it hurts. And then those hurts grows and it becomes something that festers like a mosquito hole. And then you build your differences on the field that you're looking at rather than the treasure that you have. When all the time God is saying, pull my word out. Pull my word out. Take my word and put it in.